Go on, mate. Start it out.
Oh, we're live.
Is it live?
We're live. We've got Keegan in the background. It's the Mitch and Alex Show here live on YouTube featuring this man right here, Big Keegsy B.
And Mitch.
That's right.
Alright, what's going on, mate? Let's do this fucking podcast.
It looks a bit awkward when there's just two of you guys in there.
It does. I think you should scoot in.
It was looking a bit too formal.
Don't get it too cramped. Don't get it too cramped. I want me to touch it later. Alright, who's leading the conversation?
Yeah,
What was going on?
Not much, man. We've been trying to get this podcast up and running for what, about
2 weeks.
2 weeks now.
So let's go live. We'll heavily market it, and there'll be a big audience, and there's one person.
We've got one person. We've got one person.
I was under the.
We've got 2 people.
I was under the assumption that I wouldn't be on camera today.
Same.
I would have all my contact lenses and
To be honest with you, same.
I've done my hair.
Yeah, we were not expecting a video element.
We probably weren't as prepared as we would have liked to have been.
That's All-Star Wrestling, though.
And speaking of All-Star Wrestling, we're 1 week out of a night to remember. Boys, how'd you enjoy it?
I think it was All-Star Wrestling Australia's best show ever.
You did say that when we were unloading the ring. Oh, what have we got? We've got a comment?
Jeremy Cobb.
Jeremy Cobb.
Jeremy
the
Cobb.
sponsor.
The sponsor.
This
This is the Mitch and Alex Show featuring Keegan Brettle, sponsored by Bulldog Glass and Maintenance Property, as well as Amy's Crystal Cleaning Services.
That's right.
So thank you very much.
You kind of annoy me.
Yeah, it's like half your head.
I'll get in there too.
It's all good.
All right, boys. So
The
the night to remember
remember.
was fucking good. Got on the piss. Hung out with the boys.
You drank a lot of beer.
Yeah, look.
Did he actually though?
No, Box was Box. You were supposed to throw me my beers, and you nearly knocked out a kid. And I got in a bit of trouble from Mitch and.
I got in a bit of trouble from Mitch as well.
I immediately got on the radio. I'm like, you can't throw beers into the crowd.
It's part of the show, part of the fun.
I know. Look, it was
Little kid
just
gets-
above your head.
Little kid gets knocked out by a full can. So hey, when you come to the wrestling, anything can happen.
He did well. He saved it. I could have knocked out a kid, but he did well. He drank the beer and he put on an absolute banger match.
It's one of those moments where like everything could have gone wrong, but nothing did. So it's
No.
all right.
It was
But
great.
It was a fucking good show. Got here at the All-Star HQ at 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
8:30 in the morning, ring crew with all the boysies. Did a training session at the Pad Store RSL.
long day. for
long
training.
training
Hey,
day.
I love the Pad Store RSL, but if we're gonna, if we're shooting the shit here, let's shoot the shit. Pad Store RSL, bring your prices down.
Are we allowed to say that?
We can say.
Are we allowed to say shoot the shit?
We'll say whatever we
It's not copyrighted? Okay.
Look, Pad Store RSL. We've been wrestling there for what, 2 years? Give us a
The
discount.
meals are.
No,
You get the $2 discount.
10% isn't a good discount. Make me get in the car and drive up the road and get a muscle meal, and I have to sneak that in. I hope.
Hey,
what about
What about the Pad Store RSL's watching?
What about the dude at 7-Eleven or whatever that didn't want to warm it up for the extra 20 seconds?
He doesn't need muscle meals, clearly.
Yeah, Keegan was like, mate, can you warm it up for 2 minutes and 20 seconds? He's like, no, 2 minutes. And Keegan was like, mate, trust me, I eat these every day. 2 minutes and 20
There'll be
seconds.
some all-star hater that'll clip that and they'll be like, look, they're sneaking food in.
Hey, don't snitch on the boys. We gotta eat.
Hey, we've snuck some our fair share of food and drinks.
No. We have
And
not.
especially me, like, the alcohol I drink, it's real alcohol. It's real fucking beer.
Yeah,
They allow you to bring that in.
No, but like, I'm just saying, you need to eat. So if you want,
If you're going to charge $30 for a meal, then you can't expect people to, just pay
I
$30.
gotta soak up all the alcohol, is what I'm saying, boys, right?
Mm.
You can't ask me to fucking pay $35 for a chicken schnitzel, right? When it's not even what I want, right? Give me a discount or let me bring in fucking food.
Charge an extra $4 for chicken pie.
These are the hard-hitting
Yeah.
questions that are going to be asked on the Mitch and Alex Show,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Featuring Keegan Brettle.
Featuring Keegan Brettle.
Whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So the show, the people want to know, the Ultimate Dragon, he was there.
He was
How
there.
were your experiences with him?
You go first.
Oh, I don't know. He was all right, I guess,
He's just buried the guy.
We went to the steakhouse with him the night before in Bankstown, and I don't know why. It was fucking the most haram place to take the bloke.
No, he wanted steak and wine.
Well, he wanted steak and wine, but he took him to a fucking place with no alcohol was being served.
We didn't know.
I sat down and ordered cappuccino. Like
You got a cappuccino.
Ultimate Warrior. What's Ultimate Warrior?
Ultimate Warrior.
Ultimate Dragon doesn't want a cappuccino. He wants a fucking glass of wine. I was gonna hit the piss with him. He was gonna get me booked in Japan. He sits down. I go, oh, hey brother, how are you? You know, what's going on, Mr. Ultimo? He's nice, you know. I go, oh, Ultimo, mate, you know, I'm actually heading to Tokyo very soon. Do you reckon you can help brother out? He all of a sudden he forgets how to speak English. I go, all right, no worries, Jazz, come pick me up. I don't want to be here. This is bullshit. He's working me. All good. No worries, Ultimo. Thanks, mate.
Wow.
I gotta say, and I'll let you comment, Box, but I had a great experience.
Oh, he's a great guy, I'm sure. But come on, you're a god in Japan, Mr. Ultimo. Help brother out. I know you're watching this. How many people are watching? Three? 4? 1?
Is that one?
Is that you?
And we dropped ratings.
Is it
We're
Jeremy
dropping.
Kopp? It's Jeremy Kopp, isn't it? Look, my experience with the Ultimate Dragon was quite limited. I met him, I shook his hand, and I got him to sign some plastic sleeves.
We should comment on that. Alex Box was tasked with having some merchandise signed that we could sell off, and he didn't take it out of plastic sleeves.
Okay, so in my defense, right, Mitch's partner was on crutches and she's at the merch table. And I was the only other person up at the merch table, if I remember correctly. And there were some people that came up to buy some Johnny Star flags. There were some people that came up that were looking at some big Keegsy B.
They don't buy them, though. Fucking never sold anything.
Matt Rowley said he sold one big Keegsy B
that's
shirt, I
fucking
think.
bullshit.
But I was trying to sell some big Keegsy B merch, and while I was doing that, he was signing the plastic sleeves. He was supposed to be signing the items inside the plastic sleeves, but I was too busy trying to sell other merch that I wasn't paying attention to that. So that's my bad. That's also his bad.
If anyone wants a signed Ultimate Dragon plastic sleeve,
Give us a call.
Yeah. How much are we selling those for?
We'll work something out.
We'll work something
There's
out.
another comment there.
We'll negotiate. Is that Jeremy Kopp? It's me. It's damn me. Thanks, Jeremy Kopp.
bro, this is a cooked podcast.
This is the
man.
most cooked podcast ever.
No one's gonna watch this. I fucking hope no one ever watches this.
There's not much structure, Alex Box. What happened?
No, there's not. Look,
It's falling apart.
Well,
boys.
we're talking about a night to remember. You had a match with your trainer, Jay.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, how
Yeah.
special was it?
It was very special. It was very special. It was a good match. We had a fucking cracker of a match.
It was a banger. It was instant classic.
You
It's
know.
been something you've been wanting for like 10 years of your career as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, fucking guy that trained you. You know, you always want to get in there and wrestle with them. But you know, J Law, when I got in, he had his own falling out with Greg Bounds, TNT. Yeah, he's a bit of a flop. So they had their own thing. We started APWG, became a fucking sick cunt. Then
It sounded exactly like Tim.
Yeah.
Shout out to the puppeteer, by the way.
Anyway,
Tim
I became a
was-
sick cunt. I did good wrestling for a long time, and then I wanted to have this match with him, and he was semi-retired, J Law, and then finally got in the ring with him. Took years of come back, brother, come on, like let's get in there. He's having one-off matches at FWA here and there and things like that. And, I'm getting jealous, bro. Like, where are you? By the time I got to this point, like, fuck, I'm nearly ready to retire myself,
You did retire for a while.
I did, yeah, I did.
You did retire, and in your retirement post, you mentioned that you were sad that you'd never get to wrestle J Law.
Oh, shit, I did.
And
Yeah.
now you've achieved it. You wrestled J Law.
I know, yeah. Now we've got to do it again because he did me over like a dirty dog.
He did.
So-
He handcuffed you to the ropes,
Did indeed do.
and he beat you with your own esky.
But the people will want to see it now. The people will be there for it. And you know what? We had a good match. It was like the start of it was some of the best wrestling I think All-Star seen in quite a while.
So it was good. As a trainee, it was good to watch a trainer versus his trainer.
Yeah.
Something to strive for in future.
Yeah.
New All-Star champion Wes Williams. What do we all think of that?
Great match. Referee Johnny Patini said it was the greatest match he's ever seen.
It was fucking cracking, man. It was really, really good shit.
Really good moment for Wes to win the big one in the biggest show of the year.
Yeah. I was there, watching, and I was, not homo, but I was a couple of those.
Getting the goosies.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Like seeing Wes start from where he started with Greg TNT Bounce to flop to where he is now, man. He's gone through the system there at PWA for a little bit, and now he's been with All Star for what 2 years or a year?
Just over 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
I don't know. Was it 3 or 2?
So him, Aries, and Hell Yeah came in at the same time, and it was a bit of a random bunch of dudes at the same time, and I was thinking, oh man, these guys potential there and everything, but man, they've all exceeded every bit of potential. Like they're so awesome, and seeing all 3 of them do what they did the other night was just cracker. And Wesley especially, bro, definitely fanning off the eyes there, and seeing him chug a beer at the end too.
Yeah, your beer.
A tribute to you, I'm sure.
Yeah,
what a moment, man! And the powerbomb on
the wooden boards.
wood, like,
that was.
I wouldn't want to do that.
No.
It's pretty.
I've seen the replay of Morgan Rose go through one of these steel fences.
Yeah.
1,000 times as well.
Yeah, it's
Like,
good. Yeah.
That was nuts.
Morgan Rose, for as much as an absolute muppet as he is, he's a great wrestler.
It's true.
He's a
Yeah,
piece
he's
of
a great
shit backstage, and I can say that quite confidently. And in the ring, absolute flop of a human being, but
He put you into retirement for 6 months.
yeah, but a great wrestler.
Yeah.
You just can't.
You gotta respect.
Otis too. Otis, cracker of a wrestler.
And Wesley defied the odds, and
Yeah, man.
2-on-1 as well.
Yeah. So what's happening with Wesley next month, or when is he defending the belt? What's happening?
Well, he's got an upcoming defense against Dan Archer July 7th in Bateman's Bay. So
Bateman's Bay, July 7th.
we'll see what's
For
happening.
the 2 viewers that are currently on there, come down to Bateman's Bay.
I think
July
they're
7th.
actually that's the mayor of Bateman's Bay and the fucking the
The mayor of
president
Newcastle as
RSL.
well.
It's the president of the RSL.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We've got Steel City Madness at Newcastle, August 12th.
Yeah.
August 12th.
Should we touch on that? Because there's some controversy on another podcast.
There was some
Not really, I
controversy.
saw that. It's not really any controversy.
It wasn't controversy, but
Well,
there was
some
some.
questions asked.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
Sure.
Well, I feel like if anyone's going to comment on that, it should be you.
Well, yeah. What's your question, young Alex Box?
Well, what did you think of the comments?
I like Adam, to be honest. I was sad to hear that he was upset about it, but it makes sense for All Star to expand into Newcastle. Does it not, guys? You would agree with that?
I think it does. Yeah, I think
you got a chance to make some new fans, make some new friends, maybe pick up some new wrestlers along the way.
I was going to say, after all, we are called All Star Wrestling Australia,
That's
not
right.
All Star Wrestling Padstow.
Or All Star Sydney.
Yeah,
And I think any promoter that's in a position to expand should. So, it's no hard feeling.
Are you in a position to expand, Mitch?
It's a question, isn't it?
I guess we'll have to see.
Answer
August
the
12th.
question. Answer the question.
I think we are. I think
Are you in a position right now to expand?
I think we're in a position where Sydney's very strong for us, and we do well, and we make money every month. And we run
Do you
that
make
sort of-
money every month?
Ooh, every show this year except May, I've made money.
And
I'll put it
'cause
right
there,
there.
are
Wow.
people out there that have been saying things about, big claims about making these big money and things like that. But you see the way they're running these shows and things, and it just doesn't look like they are able to make any money because it's just ludicrous. But if you're a smart guy like yourself, and
Well, no, it's
not that I know any of the inner workings or anything like that. It's just crazy.
it's the support of the fans and guys like yourself and Alex Box here. We all
It takes a
work hard.
team.
That's right.
What takes a village? It takes a village.
It takes a village.
The
Yeah.
whole fucking Padstow's behind us.
They are. I'm walking through Padstow, seeing all our flyers still up.
They're very supportive of their local
I
wrestlers.
told them
Yeah.
not to take it down, or else I'd pop away to them. That's why.
The Hopawati.
Nah, look, I think I've been a part of a few great wrestling crews. One being APWG when I started. There was a lot of brotherhood there. For a time when I was at IWA, we had a pretty cool little crew. Lasted about a year and a half when Alex Titan was running the shop. He was doing good things, and yeah, he was so passionate about it and made it get to where it was. And now this, I've been here since 2019, and it was a fucking little company. Look at you when I saw you on the camera there. You're like, what's he gonna say? No, it was a little company when I came in, but I remember the very first show I worked with Jazz. It was a month after we got back from traveling. We pulled out of the car park, and I said, "There's something about that place. I liked it, and it wasn't because you paid me good. It was just because." There's a camaraderie there with the guys. And it felt like even though like all the guys back, like not everyone on that show was a fucking great wrestler. You had your Birdmans and Hudson Hawks and people like that there. But it seemed like everyone wanted to make the show like bigger and better and work and make the next one better, right? And then I came to the next one and it was better. And I'm like, oh shit, there's something here.
Mm.
And so, getting in to have a bit more of a close relationship with you, I know that there's other people around us now that are passionate about wrestling, all-star wrestling, and they want to make it as fucking big as it can go. And by taking it to Newcastle, taking it to Bateman's Bay, and wherever we're going to go next.
Yeah, there's a show in Narandra.
Don't give it all away, Chief.
Sorry.
Oh no, that one's announced on the website.
It is
That one's announced on the website.
We're doing lots of things. You're doing lots of great things, and me and Box will be there. He's going to be. What are you going to be doing on the shows? What's your role? What are you doing?
I don't know. What am I doing?
Pressing for a role. What are you going to do?
That's
Making the referee.
Yeah, well, I mean, well, I mean, I was
Pitching live on the air.
I was pitched to referee at was it Bateman's Bay that you needed a referee for? Well, no, sorry, it was Narendra. It was Narendra. So I may be refereeing at Narendra, but that might also be
Someone else.
Box has been just I'm not going in blind here, but Box has been training very hard. Everyone, Box, Jimmy, Matty Rowley, Jeremy Copper Warden, Big Tim the Puppeteer, Aries the Prince of Darkness.
Missing someone.
Dave, mate, Dave Waters.
Mr. Prime, Dave Waters.
Mate, Mr. Prime Time,
Mr. Bread.
El Jaffe. He's got a lot of names, and there's someone else too.
Mr. Bread.
Mr. Bread.
There's someone else too. We're forgetting, but anyway,
Is it?
I don't know. Maybe not. It might be everyone.
Maybe we're missing you. This guy is.
Shut up.
Okay.
Alex Box is doing really good, and he's running the podcast, thing. It's his idea, and he's loving all that shit like that, But he's going to do good. He's doing good at wrestling. I just taught him a great fucking hold earlier on today.
The Cootamundra Sunrise.
The Cootamundra Sunrise, yeah.
Created in the wonderful town of Cootamundra, New South Wales.
Yeah. No, it was cool coming to All Star when I first started coming to All Star. The first show I attended was
Fucking Brent.
Yeah, thanks, Dave.
Mr. Brent.
Trainee.
Oh, you dropped my English muffin.
He brings us all bread to training. What a guy.
English muffins from Mr.
And he
Bread.
drinks a lot of Prime energy drink too.
He does.
We won't knock him for that. But whatever.
I started coming to All Star. My first show was the COVID show, Summer Spectacular 2022.
Yeah, we should touch on the COVID show.
Yeah,
We're getting all the good stories out of the way, and there's like 2 live watches.
that's all right. It'll be up there for
It'll
everyone
be
to
up
watch
there
back.
for you can say, Mitch and Keegan comment on Kingdom situation.
Oh, we didn't even
Yeah.
comment on that. Look, I want to comment on that.
All right.
Let me get serious like Adam did the other day.
Was that another comment?
We love Adam.
Nah. Look, you're all right. You deleted me off Facebook for some reason the other day or last year or whatever.
Sorry, Drew.
I wanted to retire from wrestling, buddy. I retired. I thought I was done. Shoulder surgery happened. Came back. Fucking life goes on. Who cares? I'm not going to come back to Kingdom. I don't want to do the shows. I just don't want to. I just didn't like being there towards the end of my run. A bit of a money situation between me and you. That's all right. I don't know if this is supposed to be out in the air, but that's what we're doing the podcast for, just to talk about our feelings. I'm not going to put way too much out there and anything like that, but look, man, I hope you're all right, man, and yeah, I don't know. You and
I've got a show today, so we wish them the best with that. And apparently, it's close to sold out, which is great. That's a positive.
and it's
good
out
to
the
see you
Mainland
showing,
City too, their spiritual home. So fuck, I hope they pack the place out. That place is really good for wrestling. So
I hope they do good business up there, and there's no beef with Kingdom.
no, we won't have any beef with you, Kingdom.
so
We won't have any
David
beef
Bullock.
with anyone.
David Bullock.
We don't beef with anyone.
Yeah.
I don't know, unless you fucking want to have beef. I don't give a fuck. Look at me right here. Look at my fucking eyes. You want beef? Not you, Kingdom. This is directed at everyone. But if you want beef, I don't care. So there you go. Because I don't give a fuck. All right? There's been a lot of fucking shady shit happening lately. I don't know if I want to do this right now. This podcast is getting me angry.
Look, this is episode 1, and I did. The Instagram bio says it, and the posts say it.
Dave. Love you, Dave.
Yeah. These 2 guys here.
Dave, you cheered me up just seeing your comment there, mate. I'm sorry. I've got to pull my head in.
Right. Yeah.
There's been a lot of talk amongst the Aussie wrestling scene lately.
There has been.
And it's just been getting to a point where it feels like something's going to happen.
Talk about it, Keeks.
And it just feels like all these podcasts and not just the podcast, but all the messages back and forth between promoters and bookers and people that think they know the go. I don't know, man. I'm not even. I don't know. I'm gonna bite my tongue. I don't even know if I want to bite my fucking tongue. I don't know. A lot of the people I'm talking about, no. A lot of the people I'm talking about are people I consider friends, like actually good friends and people I like. And you know who you are. If you think I'm talking about you, I'm fucking talking about you. All right? I'm not going to say a name just for everyone else, but if you think I'm talking about you, I'm fucking talking about you. If there's a fucking something you got to say, man, just come to me or come to fucking Mitch and sort it out, bro. Don't come to him. He's fucking been training for 2 months. All right? Go to him. This guy fucking knows the go. Come to me, all right? I don't know why you want to come to me. I'm just fucking in the podcast, but I know a lot of the bullshit that's been going on. Look, if you want to work hard and talk on your podcast about how to work and how to this and that amongst your own circles, then go learn to work, all right? We're fucking putting on good shows. This bloke's making money. I'm making more money than I've ever made in fucking wrestling, more than any of you out there as well, all right? I'm running a training school. I'm going to go to Japan. All the boys, Ari just wrestled fucking Ultimate Dragon. Wesley just won the fucking belt in front of 250 people. Hell yeah, is on the run of his fucking life with his mad new wrestling gear. Jack Dallahan looks like $1 million. Jazz is going to be the women's champ within a year. Guaranteed she has to be. She's going to win the fucking belt. That's going to be her biggest moment.
Billy Mack, though.
Billy Mack
always finds a way to escape.
J-Law's fucking killing it. Azalea's back. Fuck, I mean...
What are you going to do about that Jesse Daniels bloke, mate?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, everyone's motivated. It's a fucking good crew. We're putting on good shows. We're making money doing it. Right? So don't do all these vague things on the internet. Just be straight out. I'm not saying who you are, but you know who you are because I'm saying you know who you are.
I always hate when people get on a podcast, though, and they go, I'm not going to say any names.
No, but they didn't say that because... they're the ones being vague. I'm saying to you,
you're being vague in response.
I'm looking down the barrel of the fucking camera.
Wow.
All right, and
What a shot.
I'm not doing a Mikey Lord. I'm not going to call anyone particular out because there's.
Do we have any beef with anyone right now? I don't think we do.
No, but there's just a lot of vagueness.
I feel like a lot of people.
And I'm being vague now, aren't I? So I guess I got to fucking talk about it.
Yeah, well, I was going to say.
Look, shut up. Fuck, why'd you invite me on the podcast, bro? No one's going to fucking like
This is our co-host.
Yeah.
Hey, it's featuring Keegan Brettle.
They will be here next week as well.
We will be here next week. Who's coming?
How's it going, Amy? Listen.
Listen.
Is that Amy's clean?
Listen,
Yeah, it is.
I've been watching the Shooting the Shit podcast. You had Adam on. You had I saw Vinny Vane and Kasai on the other day. I don't think they said anything.
No, I don't think so.
I think Vinny Vane, like, I don't like how you keep on saying all this stuff about how wrestling isn't your passion. That it's just a hobby for me. And it's bro, if you have your own way to do things, then just fucking do it. And like, just do it. If you think it's working for you, bro, and you think you're going to get signed to the WWE or get signed, do it, bro. Good on you. Don't like tell everyone about how this is just my hobby. But then in the next sentence, you think you can get signed. That's just cooked to me, bro. You know, you're a very talented fella, all right? I always thought that. And there's a place for you here, man. But if this is your life, let it be your life. If it's not, don't let it be. If you got kids, I got work, I got the gym, I got all things happening, bro. I'm a busy guy. I'm missing out on a fucking birthday right now to be here and film this fucking podcast and train, right? This is my life in a way, wrestling. And it might be your life in a different way. But just don't say that out loud. It just doesn't sound good. No one's going to sign you if you're telling people this isn't your life. That's my point, I think. I'm not good with words. Kasai, bro, I love you. March 29th, 2014, we had our first match together. But you know how to work, right? Stop telling people on podcasts how to work. Because you know how to do it. Tell them in private. You need to tell the fans as well, right? I don't get that. Osama, I love you. I haven't actually spoken to you lately, but I know what's been happening with a lot of different things, this fella. I just reckon, just message Mitch, man, and just maybe jump on the phone with him, bro. All right? DJ Sonic, I love you too, man. Oh, bro. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, we were having matches and you were, like, taking it like you were, like, a rookie kind of thing to me still at that point. And that's not, you weren't a rookie at that point, right? But I was at a certain level, probably like 6 or 7 years into wrestling. That's not even that fucking long. 8 years into wrestling, that's not that long. But I'd had a certain amount of matches. I've traveled more. I've done. Look at you. You look scared. Fuck. Don't worry. All these people, I fucking love you. And, you know, all you people,
It's been a pleasure, guys.
reach out to me. I'll fucking talk to you. Right? I don't fucking reach out to anyone because I'm a quiet person. I have a lot of anxiety. Right?
You hate a lot of people.
I fucking hate a lot of people. Right? I hate everyone. I hate you too.
Yeah, you do.
Right? I don't even respond to you fucking guys when you message me.
No, he doesn't.
But you want to talk to me, Get me on the horn. Let's talk, right? DJ Sonic, I love you. You came to my fucking wedding. You did the drums on my wedding. I appreciate that, right? I've wrestled. We had some good matches. We had a really good match at Maryfield. But I saw your messages with Mitch, and I just didn't appreciate it.
No, he didn't message me. DJ Sonic didn't message you.
What am I talking about? I'm getting confused. I'm too fired up now, bro.
Talking about the EWA situation.
Messages with Aries, bro. You're talking to Aries like he's a piece of shit. And, bro, he's been absolutely crushing it. There's a situation with Mikey Lord that happened, and Mikey was my friend. And as far as Mikey and me are, like, I don't know if we want to call ourselves friends or whatever. Like, yeah, we'll be friends, right? Call us friends. But he's not going to be at All-Star. And if this is the only place I'm at, right? If this is the only place I'm wrestling, I'm not going to see Mikey, right? Because he's not going to be wrestling here, okay? I'm not going to hang out with him outside here, I don't think either. Mitch made a rule that if you do shows with Mikey Lord on them, right? He doesn't want the All-Star guys to be on those shows, right? That's fair enough. Mikey said, we like to say the R word. I don't think we're allowed to say that. Sexually assault, I don't know. He's sexually assaulted his missus. That's wrong. He ruined a venue. He fucking ruined a tour bus 3 times. He made a mess of everything. He was on a lot of drugs. Like, fuck. I'll tell that story in another thing. But if you're booking him on your show, and this is his rule, right? If you're booking him on your show, and then you want to put him in a surprise match against Aries and Otis without, telling him.
Without asking Aries.
Yeah, not even asking him. Like, asking Aries. Just, hey, this is a surprise person in your match. That's wrong. So that's where all this is coming from. So for you to be speaking to Aries the way you're speaking, I don't want to let you know. Like, and if you want to speak to me, man, speak to me. But I just don't think that was right the way you fucking did that. Tyler Gunn, I just want to make a mention that he's actually, the way he spoke out, and Adam too, man, the way he spoke out and defended. Because what happened fucking on that tour, bro, I'm taking over this fucking podcast. I'm sorry.
It's a Keegan shoot interview.
Hey, listen. What happened on that fucking tour? If you weren't there, you have no fucking idea. It was fucking mental. Like, for the 11 of us that actually was straight and good to go. And I drank every night. It's my fucking gimmick, right? But there's a limit to that, and you got to pull your head in at a certain point. Mikey, I'm sorry if you're watching, but whatever. You fucked up anyway. There's a limit, right? He crossed it. Everyone else, if you weren't there, you don't know what fucking happened. I'll explain it if it's needed to be heard. But
we'll talk about it in depth next week.
Another time. Yeah.
Continue.
But fucking, yeah. But what has been listed already, the sexual assault accusation, trying to cancel a venue, just, bashing us online for it. But then, coming out and apologizing, but not fully taking accountability for it. Just, if people can't see that, and you're allowed to make your own decisions, like, that's not what this guy's saying. Sorry for speaking for you. That's not what Mitch is saying. He's saying, this happened, this is fucked up, this guy shouldn't be involved in wrestling shows, right? And if our guys, Mikey can wrestle, but if our guys Mitch's All-Star guys want to wrestle on those shows, he doesn't want them to fight. That's totally fucking fair, bro. That's totally fucking fair. In my eyes. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's a risk to Australian wrestling shows in general. Like, got a guy with this rap list. He hasn't really, to my knowledge, got help with those problems. So should he be involved? I say no. Some people say yes, but that's more because of friendships as opposed to, genuinely thinking this is a person that should be on the show.
Look, I love Mikey. Before he went to jail, I had a really close bond with him. After he got out of jail, everyone deserves a second chance. I had a close bond with him. But after that tour, and I'm not saying I fucking hate the guy either or nothing like that.
No,
right?
Just needs help.
Adam said that really well the other day. I thought.
He did.
And I don't know if those two spoke or anything, but that would have made a lot of sense because a lot of things Adam said in that podcast were really fucking well said and really well. They meant, they well said. So, Mikey, I don't know if you could get help, it'd be good. But I think it is pretty too far gone from All-Stars thing. But if he does get help and then he turns his life around, there'll be none of this rule with any of that. Nobody ever wants to ban anyone or put the politic thing is fucking. It's what politics bullshit is done. Mitch isn't even trying to fucking politic with anyone. I'm trying to be open right now. And just let you all know. If anyone's got a problem, fucking come to me. Or if there's a problem, come to this guy. I got no fucking problems. I got problems with people not coming to me and people being vague. Who else is there I can name? Fuck. Seriously, I'm hangry too. I fucking should have eaten before this.
Yeah, look,
I told you to order a pizza for the boys, bro. He's too tight ass.
That's true.
Fucking,
That
you
is
owe me
true.
$10. Who else?
I don't know.
Oh, Piers Austin. Look, I just want to make a mention. I've actually been enjoying watching your podcast lately, bro. You have a really good platform, or like, you know, where you fucking. They're entertaining, bro. They're
I
fucking
enjoyed the
entertaining.
Birdman podcast. That was good.
I
Love a Birdman.
I wish that sometimes, like, yeah, you were a bit more direct, because sometimes you're right there, you got the answer, and you're about to get it out of them, man, just fucking go for the kill, bro, because, and you've been doing that a bit more lately, I have noticed that, so kudos to you, bro, you do a good job of what you do.
Must be hard asking the hard-hitting questions.
Well, no one has asked me any fucking questions, I've gone into a tangent.
Yeah, well, I mean, you haven't really given us a chance. You told him to shut up. So.
He's sat in silence.
Next week's show will be Alex and Box show featuring Aries. It'll be much more calm.
Yeah. It would just be sitting there playing Supercard.
Have I got to address anything else? I don't think
Well, Keegs, you mentioned.
I didn't even come on here trying to address anything. So, look, I'm sorry.
we've gone in cold.
We have.
Yeah, we had no
Can we
plans.
read some of the comments? Is there anything there, Box?
I
Maybe some
can't.
questions.
I can't see, to be honest with you.
Get in nice and close.
Yeah, give me a second. Sorry, boy. Amen to everything you're saying about All Star Keegan
From David Bullock.
Oh, thanks,
I
Dave.
like that.
Dave, you're one of the best guys out there, man.
Feed him before next week's show, David says. I agree.
I need to get home.
Can you
and have some
feed us
spaghetti.
both
Jasmine
before,
has some spaghetti.
Before next week's show.
Where's my water? I'm parched. I've been talking too much
How long
shit.
have we been going for Alex Box? That was crazy.
We've been gone for half an hour.
We've been on for half an hour.
We've got another half hour to go.
All right, change the subject.
What else you got on the agenda, Alex Box?
Wait. I gotta put a bow on that shit because
All right.
I don't know.
Briefly, please.
I know, we've got 29
I
minutes.
feel like there's someone else that I've got to fucking speak about. But like, look, it's all positive stuff. I mean, Vinny Vane I spoke about, DJ Sonic I spoke about.
Keegs, let me ask a question.
Osama, I like you, Osama. You know that. I fucking love you, bro.
Yeah,
You do know that. Yeah, I know. But
Sorry, just quickly. Any internationals coming to All Star is a comment. Just
From
there.
who?
From
I feel like I answered this question. a lot.
Status 2? I think that's
Status 2.
Status 2.
Is there any internationals coming to All Star? Yes, in September, but we can't say who yet.
Oh,
So
figures. I don't even know. I'm not sure.
they'll be working 3 days with All Star. Keegs, you mentioned before you only work All Star. I've always wanted your opinion on this. Why only All Star?
well,
Good question.
you know,
Appreciate it.
oh fuck, bro, you only got half an hour left. I don't know.
Maybe sum it up in 5.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I fucking when I started wrestling, I was trying to get my foot in the door everywhere, right?
Yeah.
I remember Greg TNT Bounds. At one point, I said, "Can I get a booking on AWF?" And that was hard for me because my trainer and him had a falling out. And he said, "I'm not going to book you because you wrestle everywhere. You're like a hoe." And I said, "Well, guess what, buddy? Pimping ain't easy."
And I really say you're like, oh.
Yeah. And I know you're like a hoe. You get out everywhere or something like that.
Wow.
So pimping ain't easy. And I thought that was funny, but
That is kind of
That's
funny.
pretty funny.
I mean, nowadays, if I did his show, he should be thanking his lucky stars, but there's no way I would because what am I going to wrestle Deepak? No, look, the thing is that you stick with one place, okay, and you build it up. Right? I've been here since 2019, and I've seen this thing grow from the Coonawarra Community Centre to the legendary iconic place to
The
wrestle.
iconic.
Look, I got to wrestle guys like Orlando Jordan, Chris Masters, Carlito, and I don't know who else. I'll get to wrestle a whole bunch more. And all the great Aussie guys I wrestled too. And not even just that, but even just the smaller matches that have meant a lot to me because, you know, like everyone who's someone wants to come here and be here and have a crack a match because, you know, there's a great platform for it. And we get out to different spots. There's always shows. Good opportunity to make money while you're doing it too. So, fuck, where was I going with it? Oh, so the thing is, man, I don't know. The reason I only wrestle here, I like to see it grow. I remember seeing like IWA grow, and I was also doing other things at the time. And people were saying, "Oh, if you just stick with this," like Randall, I remember, and fucking Alex Ty, just stick with this. I didn't get it at the time, but now I get that. That's I don't know. I guess it's getting older and stuff, and there's too much wrestling here as well. I'm here Saturdays, Sundays, some Tuesdays, and then we got shows on as well sometimes. So like, there's a lot of wrestling here, and
We've got a Wednesday class.
We do a Wednesday
stuff.
it's taken up a lot of time. So fucking, what am I going to do? Go wrestle for fucking, I don't know, EWA or fucking Greg Mounds? Like, I don't know who else is out there. Fucking AWA or Birdman. Like, Birdman, I got to say, your podcast.
He's very entertaining.
Hey, he
Fucking
is.
You're fucking funny.
That may have been the greatest Piers Austin shooting the shit I've seen.
And
I was watching it with dinner with Jasmine, and I had to pause it every fucking 5 minutes to decode what you were saying.
You've got to play it in like 0.5 times speed just so it slows it down a little bit.
No, I can understand him because I've been a friend of his for like 15 years.
We've got a lot of comments coming through.
Yeah, well, let's read them.
Box, tell us about your transition from fan to trainee, learning from Keegan and Johnny Starr.
Who asked that? Read the name.
Jeremy Kopp, the
Jeremy
warden.
Kopp, okay.
He also asked, and why would you suggest others to follow your path? I think well, I was touching on it earlier before Keegan told me to shut up. No, it's okay. You know, when I first came to All-Star show, Summer Spectacular 2022, Adam Brooks and Slex were on the show. That was cool because I was a huge fan of them. Watching MCW, coming down to the show to meet them was something I really wanted to do. So I came down to the show and I missed the next few. I think I missed the next 3 or 4, and then A Night to Remember 3, just over a year ago, was Chris Masters and Carlito came over, and I said I've got to be at that. And from that show, I was hooked. This guy right here, this guy got me hooked to All-Star.
Did he get you hooked at the summer? Oh, he wasn't at the Summer Spectacular.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. It was A Night to Remember. He got me hooked. Watching it was you versus Ryan Eagles versus Carlito in a triple threat match.
Fun match, yeah.
And just the environment, the crowd. It was. I'd been to a few Aussie wrestling shows at that point, and I thought All-Star was the best one that I was. You chopped me that night, and we became friends, and we played Fortnite together, and you were telling me
If
about.
anyone wants to fuck around a Fortnite, hit me up.
Yeah, we need those crowds.
I'll say I'll get you to a
Starting to
I
play
suck.
as well.
I suck.
Yeah. Mitch is waiting for his to download, and he's gonna hop on Fortnite.
It's been 3 weeks.
It has been.
Downloads.
I think.
Wait, who's this? Who's you wrote?
Aussie wrestling.
You
That's
wrote Blech.
Wait. Let him answer the question
Yeah,
first,
I mean-
then we'll read more questions. Oh.
What does Blech mean?
I know that's James, Aussie wrestling.
Oh, all right. James, don't get out of line, buddy.
Yeah. No, I think the transition from Keegan told me about the opportunity that All-Star was opening up a training school, and obviously him being the head trainer, I think there wasn't many better opportunities.
It's also like 15 minutes from your house.
It is. It's I live very
It's in
close.
the next suburb.
Yeah, no, it's like, Keegan's one of the best in New South Wales, if not the country. I know you don't like being complimented, I'm sorry. But, being under his learning tree and Johnny Starr's learning tree, and even, Mitch's learning tree, he's got a lot to offer.
Appreciate that.
It's a good opportunity for anyone that wants to get into the industry, whether that be a wrestler or a manager or a referee or whatever you want to do. I think All-Star's the place to be. I think we're going places, and we're
Feels
going.
like that. Feels like that. It's always felt like that.
Like I said,
Every year it grows. A little.
After A Night to Remember 3, it felt like a huge shift, and we really stepped up. And then, who knows? Maybe after A Night to Remember 4, there's an even bigger shift coming in. We're going to go even further.
Well, that's how it should be every year. Like a reset, go forward. Wesley's the champion now.
He is.
New faces, new talent will come in.
Aries,
Old
the Eastern
faces.
States champion.
People will go. People will come and go. So
Although I hope nobody goes because it really is one of the best rosters.
It is.
yeah, right now it's pretty damn good, right?
It's really true. What else?
So what do we got question-wise, Box?
you and Robbie was a cracker
From David Bullock. You know what? I
Thanks,
will
man.
say I was at that show, and I was watching that match as a fan, and that may be my favorite All-Star match of all time.
Yeah, thanks, bro. I appreciate that. Yeah,
Um,
that was a fun match.
What else we got? Anything good? Box?
Black is the sound of all the metalcore vocalists before, and I don't know.
Well, that kind of sounds like you're sick or you're having a
Or you're not a fan. Status Zoom, will J-Law ever bring back APWG to Bathurst? The Bathurst shows were awesome.
I don't know if he'll do that, but we could do that.
Seems like it'd be a question for J-Law, right?
Yeah, that's a J-Lo question.
Yeah, I don't think he.
Sorry, Status Tomb.
I don't want to speak for him, but I don't think he wants to run any more shows, Mr. Status Tomb. But if you'd like to reach out to Mitch or the All Star Wrestling page, you can discuss that. And You know,
Bring J Lord about this. He wrestles with us now. So.
Did you say? Oh yeah. Will J Lord ever bring? Yeah. So I reckon we could do that. That was a good fucking place to run shows. And unfortunately, I was kicked off the last fucking APWG show there.
Tell us what.
Because Nikki, what's his name? Nikki Van Blair, you fucking flop. You come out and you thought I had a homophobic, whatever it is, comment against you. I'm not homophobic, bro. I grew up with gay people my whole life. I love gay people. And you know who it was 5 Star Flash, who, so good. He come out and told, and he knows he fucked up, and I'm sure I got him to go back and tell you that he fucked up. 5 Star Flash, here's what happened, right? Say there's 5 guys on a show who drink beer, right? Me and then 4 other guys in 6 matches, okay? Fucking Jim Cornette saw this on his podcast like yesterday, I heard as well, right? So there's 5 guys on the thing who drink beer. It's going to be a boring show. Nobody wants to see 5 alcoholics in a row, right? You get 1 that's fun, all right? But you get 1, then you get a Hell Yeah, then you get a little Aries dude, you get a Ryan Eagles guy, and then a women's match. It's different, right? Anyway, he had a point where 5 Star we was having like 4 gay men carry gimmicks. It's what it is. It's who you are, but it's the gimmick you're portraying as well, right? It's the gimmick I'm talking about, right? It's what you're doing. And it was the exact same thing. I'm not going to say who they were, but it was all the same people doing the same thing 4 matches in a row. I said, bro, break it up a bit, you know? He went back and said that I'm homophobic to Nikki Van Blair, who fucking blocked me on Facebook. And this was like 5 years ago, so I don't really give a fuck. And I don't care if you unblock me. I don't know if I'm unblocked already. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you, because it took that long. Get fucked, right? You held a grudge at me for that. You never even came to me and said this is what. And so the last APWG show, which I'd come from America, right? And I was going to go back in 2 weeks, and there was a 2-week period, and the show was on in that time. I was so keen to come back, drink with everyone in Bathurst, have a mad time, have fun. But because I'm a homophobe, bro, I love gay people, straight up. If you're gay and you know me, you know I love you. Like, that's it. So I just want you to know that I'm not homophobic, and that sucked, and it made me feel like shit. And that's one of the reasons I fucking hate people, and I have a lot of anxiety because of people like you. If you got a problem, you come and you say it. I don't have a problem with any of you motherfuckers. That's why I'm saying it right now. I've mentioned names. Because I fucking got receipts. I remember things, all right? I don't like to fucking talk to people, all right? But I will if I need to. So fucking come at me. Let's fucking talk. Like, I'm not you. I'm talking about other people. I don't want to fucking talk to you. You're a flop. Your time's done. I'm not fucking friends with you. All the other people, you're not flops. You're all good. But you're a fucking flop, Nikki Van Blair. I keep going to say Nikki Petit. You're not a flop, Nikki Petit. You're all right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was going to say there's some more comments. Any possible, what does that say? Any possible new match stipulations, Mitch? From Aussie Wrestling.
Any new match stipulations? Yeah, I'm sure they'll pop up. We've had a couple this year, right?
We had our 3 stages of hell match.
Yeah, but we did that one before. But like we did our first ever ladder match this year.
Yep. That was Aries winning the Eastern Saints title.
Yeah. So yeah, there'll be new match stipulations, of course. It's just a matter of what and if it makes sense.
Yeah.
You can't just do what a lot of promotions are doing and just, I feel like having a hardcore match tonight, so I'll chuck one on. It doesn't really work that way. I learned that myself.
You know what I want to see? I want to see a parking lot brawl. I reckon we can convince the pads to ourselves to let us show.
They would let us do
They
that.
would, yeah. There's multiple levels for car parks.
Yeah.
There's underneath, and then there's the outer couple.
Yeah.
There's a lot to
We
work
just need to
with.
find some cars.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, there will be new match stipulations, of course. What else have we got, Bob?
Um.
Read their names. They like that.
Sorry. Yeah. Aussie Wrestling says, "What are your favorite All-Star matches?" Who are you asking there? Should we just all give one each?
All right.
I'll go first because I'm going to struggle the most. I really liked Keegan versus Kingston. Yeah, at a Nitro number 2. That's one of my favorites. Yeah.
Kingston, fucking legend.
Yes, Kingston eclipses.
Comes in, absolutely crushes it, leaves. One of them. Absolute.
Yeah, it's been an alpha dog move.
One of the best I've ever, like, if not, I reckon the best. Like,
Wow. That's
so he's in top 5 for me, top 5 opponents.
Yeah, I love Kingston.
Well, do you want to give us your other 4 then in your top 5?
I'll let him give one and you give one.
Okay, all right. Well, my favorite All-Star match would probably have to be Keegan versus Robbie.
I already said that was his favorite before.
Yeah, look.
Right.
There's been a few matches that I've really enjoyed. Most of them involve Keegan Brettle. Sorry, brother.
No, there was what match was it? There was a match last year. I think it was Otis and Morgan Rose versus Caesar and Hellyeah in a tag team street fight. That was a heavily underrated match. All Star.
I've got another one to throw in before we go to Big Keegsy B. Robbie and Ryan from Summer Spectacular.
That was a good match. Yeah,
a really good. I watched that recently. It was a banger. So, Keeks.
I'm trying to think.
Pick a match that you're not in.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm doing. Sid Parker and Aries.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was a banger too. Yeah.
And
Is there any footage of that?
And Morgan Rose versus Aries from Casino.
That was a good match. It's never been released publicly. So
Jumping off the tables and using the venue.
Was that supposed to be Charlie Haas?
It was meant to be Charlie versus
Morgan
Aries,
Rose.
or no, one of them.
There was. I know. I saw something. Pretty sure it was Charlie Haas versus Morgan Rose. Do you want to touch on the Charlie Haas situation?
Oh, not really.
Okay, fair enough.
Next question.
This is just feel like
Status Tomb. Has J-Law versus Ryan Eagles ever happened in Aussie wrestling? If not, can we see that in All Star?
Has it ever happened?
That's a great question. Status Tomb.
I don't think so.
I don't.
It seems like a big match that, like we.
Should I look it up on Cage Match?
We'll look it up later.
We'll look it up later. Okay. We'll get back to you next. Tune in next week, and we'll give you an answer.
But could we see it in All Star? Of course. Like that would be an amazing matchup between two legends of Australian wrestling. It's a possibility.
I'm just racking my brain, man. There's so many good matches, eh?
There really is, and there's so many possibilities for matches that haven't happened that will be absolute bangers as well. You know, guys like
Pat Star RSL has seen too many good matches.
It has.
True. They're spoiled at the Pat Star RSL, but we love it.
And you know what? August 19th at the Pads to RSL. Our next Pads to RSL.
DJ Sonic and Jake Gibson. 2020, February 2020.
January 2020.
January 2020.
Who's your favourite?
Not a favourite, but it's a good match. Good match.
David says, agrees on the... Cameron Keep says, how about that Johnny Star fella? Pretty good for 40.
How do you know he's 40? That's a bit creepy, man.
I think he's younger than 40, to be honest.
Is he?
Yeah, he certainly looks it.
He does. He's a beautiful.
I've known Johnny Star for a while. We met in 2018, and I think he was like 25 back then. So
damn,
maybe early 30s.
Yeah, right.
30,
Do you know how old Johnny Star is?
Nah, I don't know, man. It's a mystery.
Mr. Cameron Keeper, I don't think the age is correct, but yeah, he's great.
Yeah, look, from what I can tell,
he's not nearly 40. He's nearly 50.
Oh,
well, you're going the other way.
Cameron Cape also says, I reckon he would have a banger with Keegan for that All-Star heavyweight title.
J-Law versus Keegan for the All-Star heavyweight title. Sorry, is he referring to J-Law or is he referring to Johnny Star?
Status Tomb says Tyson Gibbs versus J-Law.
Has that ever happened?
I don't know. Probably.
I don't know.
Sure, maybe. A lot of stuff happened like way before I got.
Aussie Wrestling says they had one singles match a decade ago in 2013. I assume that's referring to Tyson Gibbs and J-Law. Star may get it right. Sorry, Mr. Cameron Keep. Johnny Star versus Keegan Brettle for the All-Star heavyweight title. Would you?
Me and Johnny Star only had one match. It was Wollongong, the old
Rise of the Warriors 2019.
It was a sick match, man. He's a very, very talented wrestler.
He has a scoreless settle with BKB. Apparently.
How's this Cameron Keep fella know so much for Johnny Star?
I know. It's a bit stalkerish, mate. I'm gonna have to call the cops on you.
Yeah, I'll get the warden to manage me, mate.
Wow.
We what was I going to say? Yeah, Tony Cruz as well. Tony Cruz is an absolute gun of a wrestler.
Yeah, him and Johnny Star had some bangers. Cameron Keep, you'd know about those.
Yeah, being B-Boy and
let's talk about that. Was a really good match.
Yeah, I got to chuck in there. Like Tony
That's
Cruz, one of the most underrated wrestlers in Australian wrestling.
He's very good.
Very good, but nobody knows it yet. But now he's with the right team, and I reckon within 12 months, everyone will know Tony Cruz. They'll be trying to book him everywhere, and he'll be the next big king. That's what I think.
I think All Star is the right mix of veterans and I don't want to say rookies because they're not rookies, but guys maybe less experienced.
Yeah.
What makes a person a veteran? How long you have to be wrestling for to become?
I reckon 10 years.
10 years.
10 years.
How long have
You can't count the COVID years.
Yeah, that's the thing. COVID took away.
COVID took 2 away from
2
everyone.
years, basically.
Yeah.
All of
maybe
March 2020, and then
all the way up until 2022. Really,
we might have gotten one show or 2 shows in, and then
All Star had 2 shows in 2020, and then like 4 in 2021. So
I was still doing
those
the Kingdom shows and the AWS shows, I think, at the time. So
Yeah, but you would have had under 10 matches for both those years for
nothing,
sure.
bro. Yeah.
Yeah. So how long have you been wrestling? If we mind associate.
March 29, 2014, me and Kasai had our debuts on the same day. I know because someone posted it. I saw it recently, and the
Right.
dates just stuck.
So that's 9 years minus the 2 COVID years would be
So
7.
is it 7?
7, yeah.
Yeah.
That seems fair.
Yeah.
7.
Yeah,
It's 7 good years.
That sounds good, yeah.
Yeah, we've got guys like Ryan Eagles and Jay Law and Mike Valuable.
And they're guys that
Johnny
you would
Starr.
call veterans.
Yeah. But yeah, All Star has a great roster at the moment. I'm sure you'd agree.
100%,
Considering it's
yeah.
a roster.
Yeah.
What else have we got here? There, David Bullock says, "Will Xander Sullivan ever be back? Love Tony Cruz."
Xander Sullivan will be back. It's just hard to book him because he wrestles for somewhere else and he makes them a priority, which that's fine. We don't have an issue with that. And I like Xander a lot, so he'll be back.
Best thing people can do if they're going to be like that is just be upfront, like he did.
Yeah, he was. He was completely upfront. Yeah, always.
By keeping people on a string, it's just hard. It makes it hard, and hard to get him a part of the crew and make him.
But like, I love Xander. He's a great wrestler, great guy, very helpful.
Cool guy.
Yeah, not enough good things I can say about him. It's just he's got those commitments elsewhere, and it's I've got commitments to people too.
I've actually got a question. We talked about our favorite All-Star matches. What are our least favorite All-Star matches?
So Birdman and B-Boy versus Wesley Williams. And Ferguson.
Yeah, that's
Jeez,
the worst,
that was a
worst
stinker.
match of all time.
I also had a shithouse match with Grant Lindstrom and Falco in Bateman's Bay this year. Just fucking shit. Was that this year?
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
It was just boring. Boring match. Had no flow to it.
I was gonna say it feels like you've been back for a long time, but it's only been 6 months.
Yeah.
You've been back as long as you were gone.
What else?
I've got one.
Sure,
Yeah,
yeah,
give
Nikki Petite match or something.
I thought you weren't shitting on the gift too.
Nah, she's nice. Yeah.
No, so there's a show in early All Stars, Jace Chalmers versus Shane Saw. And it was Jace Chalmers' first match. And I don't know why I booked it, but I booked it and it went like 15, 20 minutes. And it was the first time on an All Star show where I was angry.
Wow.
And I launched like a paper ball across the room because I was so upset. And I had Jace, who he's in All-Star management. He's like, it's all right, calm down, it's all good. And I'm like, no, this match is going too long and it's not good. Feel bad for saying that because Jace Chalmers and Shane Saw are nice guys, but
Oh yeah.
holy shit.
Oh look, sometimes it just doesn't click with people.
Yeah.
It could be the crowd. It could be there that long.
In Jace Chalmers' defense as well, it was
First
the
match. Yeah.
So
I wrestled Jace Chalmers when I came to All Star probably a year after that. And the first match we had was kind of shitty. Yeah, it was. I guess he had another 6 matches in between there.
yeah,
And then we had a dog collar match for some crazy fucking reason.
and that was a good one.
Yeah, but the guy had been wrestling for fucking 3 minutes and he's in the dog collar match. But it was fun. That was a good match. Crowd liked that match. So.
Will we ever see the dog collar match returning All Star?
Yeah, your sixth match.
My 6th match.
Yeah.
Versus Keegan Brettle.
That's your initiation.
There it is. Look at Mitch.
What else you got on the agenda box?
Um,
We're just gonna go with questions.
I was gonna say,
that was a banger.
That was not a banger.
Cameron Keep has asked a question for Mitch.
Yeah.
Can you describe the major difference in the product from now to then? So I guess the beginning of All Star compared to now. That's a great question, Cameron Keep.
It is. Cameron Keep's doing good.
He is. I appreciate it.
I guess back then, like we had a few good wrestlers because it's hard to attract wrestlers in the first place when you're new.
Yeah.
It's also hard to convince them to drive down a wall.
And you also didn't really have any great connections with anyone when you first started.
No,
right?
I
you
was
came in
fresh.
totally blind.
Yeah.
So you had to get a bunch of guys to trust you that you were going to pay them, put on the show, have the ring, everything like that.
And I totally appreciate everyone that came in the early days. But like in the early days, in the Wollongong days, we had like Johnny Starr, we had El Jaguar, who is Luke Watts, obviously. Keegan, you come in. Jasmine came in.
Cruz was there in the early days.
Cruz was there in the early days, but he was new, but he was still good.
Yeah.
Lakestone was there. Dean Draven. So there was a few good hands, but the mid card would always be hit and miss. Like sometimes you'd have a stinky mid card. Sometimes it'd be okay. There's never a great mid card. But now I feel like with the product, we have a great mid card. Every match on the show you want to see. Like, I don't know, I remember the other day. We even had like a match, just a bonus match thrown in with the puppet and helmet.
Yeah.
And it was great.
Yeah.
Back then it was hit and miss, and the product's just come so far as well. It's booked better because I've obviously got more experience. Production's better. It's all just better, and that comes with time. It comes with the people around me, better team. Plus, we don't have the stairs at the Illawarra Leagues Club anymore, which helps. Cameron Keegan knows about that.
Yeah, we were at a show recently where we were helping pack down the ring, and there was a lot of flights of stairs, and it wasn't fun. I almost killed this guy carrying down some boards. It was pretty rough.
And how you have seen your brand grow and change over the past couple of years? Cameron Keep wants, I guess, more of an elaboration. But
Cameron's keeping the podcast alive.
Yeah, Cameron keeping the podcast alive.
How have I seen it grow? Well, I guess in 2021, that was the first year where we really had just one good year, and it was like a half year. And then 2022, we come back and we fired. And then 2023, I believe we've got better than 2022.
Yeah.
So it's just a constant growth. I don't know if that answers Cameron Keep's question.
It's just constant growth.
I was going to say,
constant growth.
You were there.
We're always looking for it. We're always looking to expand, go into a new market, book the next hot storyline.
So I think we've answered it, because to me the answer is we started out in a small basketball gym
and in a small leagues club.
Padstow is not massive, but you can fit 350 people in there. 250.
Well, we sold out a bunch.
We put a couple in. We put a couple extras in a few times on sneakies.
Yeah.
Did we? I don't know about that.
Anyway.
We'll talk about that after.
I'm not the one setting
We'll talk about that after we are
setting up chairs. Anyway, it's just, you go from like the smaller venues to the bigger one, and then also like the opportunity to travel. And the places that are wanted us to go travel are contacting you to do the shows. And
I didn't want to do any travel this year, but like Narendra got in contact with us, Bateman's Bay got in contact with us and booked us twice. Newcastle was off my own back, but that's the only one this year that I've
I think it's just like they see people can they're able to look at what we're doing and putting out a good product, and it looks professional online.
It's the fans that support it as well, because they see nice full crowds, passionate audience.
Of course, you put out the hard work online and everything like that, and then they see that, and then it's so easy to get behind. I mean,
yeah, it is. Yeah,
like I'm a pretty fun guy to support,
He is.
And then,
well, I said it. He got me hooked.
Yeah.
The good guys are good people to support, and the bad guys like Ryan Eagles, Otis, Morgan Rose, etc., Tony Cruz.
You want to be there.
Yeah, you want to see him get the shit kicked out of him. Because it's simple, And then you just put the stories out there, and it's that's how it works.
Man, Cameron Keep is firing these questions off. Where do you see Australian wrestling in 5 to 10 years on regular TV, getting as big as some of the indie feds overseas? Is the potential there, and how does it get there, if so? Mate, we've only got 2 minutes left, and you're firing off this.
We'll go over an hour.
An hour is the minimum you should do.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Can you read his question again? We'll touch on it in parts.
Okay, so let's start with, where do you see Australian wrestling in 5 to 10 years?
I think this is a big question for both of you.
There's a couple of things you missed there, Box.
I did, but
questions from Mitch. Can you describe the major differences? You did that. Has Mitch had any interactions from other promoters by running the same venue?
Oh, who asked that?
Status 2.
Have I ever had messages about people running the same venue?
Have you ever run the same venue?
So there was one situation last year where AWF and Andrew Venables decided to run Padstow.
Oh, yeah. Well,
the Padstow takeover?
Yeah, and look, let's be honest, it wasn't very successful.
It flopped, and they booked a whole bunch of shitty wrestlers, and not everyone, but mostly shitty wrestlers.
Yeah,
they put on a really bad show. We watched it live. It was funny. And they failed.
We laughed.
They had like 60 people there, and they never went back.
Yeah.
And then the lady who runs the club, I was getting a beer at the show after, and I spoke to her, and she's like, "Oh yeah, they weren't very good. They won't be coming back." So the club shit on it, which is fine, and the club love us. Like I'm on a first name basis with Joe and Rochelle up there. So.
Yeah,
I was going to say just quickly, has also had less than 60 people at that station. I don't think we have.
There's been 2 bad crowds, but I don't think we've ever had under 60.
No. Well, the ones I've been at, I don't think I've ever seen.
The show with Charlie Howes was supposed to be there. It was like you booked Charlie Howes and people wanted to not be there.
Yeah.
It was weird.
But honestly, even without Charlie Hart, it was a really good show. I really enjoyed that.
It was, yeah. I think it was because it was on a Friday night and we got a lot of fans that travel. It was just too hard for them to make it. It was a Friday. So we've learned, good for our fans to just a Saturday night always. Maybe a sneaky Sunday afternoon one day.
Let's see what else we got. Aussie Wrestling has said, Mitch, who is your favourite student?
Are you going to decline to comment on that one?
No, I said on Facebook the other day, all of the students are my favourite.
All of the students are his
They all
favourites.
work so hard and they're all learning and they're all here every week. So you all are my favourite.
Yeah, just because this flop's doing a podcast doesn't mean jack shit.
No.
Yeah,
He hates me.
the same as everyone else. Everyone's treated the same here, and everyone gets the fairness.
Oh, someone just came in and said, I can't read that. What is that? Mr. Hardy Productions says David is his favourite student. I wonder who that could be. Yeah, that's Dave.
Keep bringing his
Dave's
bread,
a
brother.
great student.
Yeah, keep bringing us bread.
I got
Mr.
raisin
Brent.
toast for breakfast
Yeah,
tomorrow.
look, Dave's my favourite student because he brought me bread today.
Said he's bringing milk.
Don't forget Johnny Starr's question. Or Cameron Keegan.
No, it's okay. We've got a couple.
Johnny Starr.
Mitch, what are your thoughts on characters like Puppeteer, Hell Yeah, Caesar, etc.? So I guess the less serious characters, you could say?
I love them all.
Except Orange Cassidy. He doesn't like Orange
I
Cassidy.
don't like Orange Cassidy, but Puppeteer, he's like a crazy puppet guy from France. Hell Yeah, like he's an interesting character. He just calls himself the human hype machine, and I feel like
He is. He's the multicolored maestro.
And Caesar, like, obviously we booked Caesar based on the pirate thing, and yeah, I like it. I dig it. B-Boy as well. I love B-Boy. So I don't have any issues with any of the less serious characters in All-Star, but there are less serious characters out there that I don't really like.
Yeah.
But there's not too many in New South Wales wrestling that make me go, oh, like, I see this person and I'm disgusted, like, most people...
I can't think of anyone that like.
No, there's no one that
fuck,
offends me.
Yeah,
to be honest.
there's always a place for everyone to have a crack.
Yeah, of course.
Gimmick and stuff, but yeah.
It's mostly the American stuff that I see and I'm like, oh, that's just a stupid gimmick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
David Bullock says, amen to that, Mitch. The roster is solid as. I agree.
Thank you, David. I appreciate it.
All right, so should we attend to Cameron Keep's question?
Yeah, so you want to know where we see Aussie wrestling in 5 to 10 years. It's a tough one. Like, it seems like Aussie wrestling is trying to go more mainstream. Like, you look at the Impact thing in Wagga.
Yeah.
New South Wales government, I don't know how much money they put into that.
I feel like it's an interesting thing, like to have it in Wagga, of all places.
Well,
but
it's to try and drive tourism there, but to be honest, and not to shit on it because there's a lot of great talent there.
of course.
But the ticket sales aren't there. So the New South Wales government has invested, let's say, it's a complete guess, but $100,000. That could have gone into a local company to build a local company. But now, because Impact hasn't been successful and Impact has just kind of taken the money and, oh, it's a show, we'll do it in Australia, that opportunity won't be there for us again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Aussie wrestling needs money, like big money. Like, if a millionaire came in, we could really build something mainstream. But that's not going to happen until there's big money.
Yeah, not about not pissing it away either.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
use it really fucking wisely.
Like, I was talking recently with the big three about the Yo Loco guy.
Oh yeah.
This was a guy, he's on the young millionaires list. He's got a net worth of, I think, $48 million. And he opened up a restaurant. He was going to do Lucha Libre shows every week. And his idea was to, do franchises and have a whole heap of them. That could have been a great thing for Aussie wrestling. But the wrong people put their fingers in the pie. And now that doesn't exist anymore. And the guy's doing, live music.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's what it is now. So Aussie wrestling can't grow.
The food is not very good there.
Yeah, I heard
Look
that
at
a
the
few
Google
times.
reviews.
I heard that a
Go
few
to the
times.
Google reviews and then go most critical. And it's funny.
I didn't mind the food, but Aussie wrestling will never grow without the money. But there's also the wrong people involved as well. Like with the Yo Loco guy, he's the most recent example. Like, there's people involved with him that shouldn't have been, like Greg Bounds and other guys
Yeah,
who just kind of took him for a ride and didn't want to give him the best quality product.
We went on there. We put on what 5 really good shows,
yeah.
and then the 6th show we had. It was a smaller crew, but we always ran a smaller crew, didn't we? We were 10 guys, and then we had someone pull out because they genuinely had COVID.
2 guys were sick,
right? And then we had Mikey and Akel couldn't make it because Mikey had some police issue.
Yeah, like a legal situation.
But if he was able to be there without his fucking police issue, probably could have ran the show, probably still be doing Yo Loco. But then I had to go out and wrestle 4 fucking times. Jasmine wrestled 3 times.
Yeah.
Like everyone had to wrestle 3 or 4 times, and it became really, really annoying for the. I'm not annoying for the fans, but you know what I mean.
The fans loved it. It was the guy who owned Yo Loco. His name's Brent. He didn't like it.
We don't have variety on the show, and I get that.
Yeah.
But then the shitty thing was that the next show, Mikey and Akel were on it, and then.
No, just Akel.
Yeah, but Akel was like trying to book the shows and everything going forward. I'm like, he was the guy that cost us the deal.
And you know, the worst thing was like, and I like Akel a lot.
He's
like,
good.
He's a good guy. But I told Brent, I said, look, I don't think Akel is in the position to be the guy to run your wrestling business for you. And within 6 months, and eventually they did get Doug involved as the booker, which was a good move.
Did they even run with him though?
Once. But like within 6 months of us being there, maybe it was 9 months, the business was tanked and he's not running wrestling anymore.
It could have been really fun with because it was fun.
There
was
was
a lot of people were loving it. Kids were going mental.
People always asking when we're going back and all that, and
it was a good way for us to spend a Thursday night, wrestling at a Mexican restaurant in Penrith.
Yeah, and it's a situation where you need people that know what they're doing involved, and like Doug was a good move. Akel, not such a good move. There's nothing against Akel. He just hasn't been around.
Goran had a big hand in it.
I don't know if he did or not. But that'd be another example of someone who's not, nothing against him, but he's not a booker. He's not a booker.
Well, he booked for a long time at AWS.
There's a difference between being a good booker and booking for a long time.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm saying as an example,
Yeah. What was the rest of Cameron Keefe's question?
He said, do you think we could be on regular TV or getting as big as some of the indie feds overseas?
Touch on that, Keith.
Is the potential there, and how does it get there if so? I mean, you kind of touched on that with money and that sort of thing. But
yeah, it would need a lot of money, like millions of dollars.
Yeah. What are you looking at me for?
I'm saying you could answer where you think.
I reckon that I don't know, man. It's fucking hard. Where can it be in 5 to 10 years? I don't know, but we'll keep on giving it 100%.
We'll keep growing.
We don't stop trying to make this thing grow. There's a couple of us that keep on. It's 24/7 deal. Mitch says it's 24/7 for him, but it's 24/7 for me too sometimes, man. Part of the earlier question leads into that about me being loyal and why do I stay loyal? Because I want to see this all-star thing that I put all my fucking energy into really get its credit one day. And it will. We haven't got our credit at all yet. No fucking way. Everything's all about PWA. And
we do from the fans, though. They love us.
Yeah, the fans that know us, right? Yeah. But when the time comes, right, it'll be when this... I'm not saying these particular people, but when the Impact people come out and when the NWA people come out and when the GCW people come out, I'd like for us to be reached out to, not the same fucking people, right? Because they got people over there. They got that guy who's drinking beer now, by the way. I just want to make mention of that. They got a guy over there drinking beer now. I don't even know what your fucking name is, bro. You even drink real fucking beer? I don't even know what you drink. Fucking pale ale or some loser shit like that? Huh? I'm the fucking beer drinker in Aussie wrestling. I'm the fucking beer drinker. Look at me. All right? Remember that. I'm fucking real... OG, this is a fucking real mullet, not that perm shit, bro. Alright? So yeah, suck a fat one, bro.
Well, I just want to quickly comment and say what All-Star, we just had our 5th anniversary show, right?
Yeah,
and Cameron Keefe asked about where we were 5 years ago compared to now. And there's been such a huge growth. So I think, we're just going to continue to grow.
That's right. 100% forward and upward is the only way to go. And I think in 5 to 10 years, if we keep going, I mean, we might not even be fucking number 1. But holy shit, man! If we keep going from like the projection, like you said, from 2021 to 2022, and so on.
Mm.
Each year by year, if we just keep doing what we're doing, like it will get fucking big because you can feel it. It's like surfacing right now. It's bubbling. It feels like it's about to explode. And we need more troops as well. More people getting involved and more fans jumping on board. More eyes on us.
I'm just going to fly through these comments because we've got quite a few.
I don't know if we're ever going to end up on TV or if any Aussie wrestling is going to. If it will right now, obviously it'll be PWA because they have every connection on the
but
sun.
look, you got to think.
But hang on, I just don't know if that is something that can be put out there. Like weekly TV, like maybe monthly or fortnightly. I don't know. Maybe that's the move. Maybe fortnightly TV. How about that? That's never really been done. Yeah, but we look at AEW, bro. How can that? I know that doesn't keep your.
Well, they're doing like 3 shows a week now.
3 shows a week.
So they've got Dynamite, Rampage, Collision. They've got Dark and Dark Elevation.
But there's just so much, and
that's what happens when he's got a bloated roster.
Yeah, but like you see me on All Star once every fucking month or 2 months sometimes at Padstow, and so no one's getting sick of me that long. You know what I'm saying? Let's do a fortnightly show. Fuck that. That's a different idea.
What are these questions, Alex?
Status Tomb says, I think All Star has almost overtaken IWA in the last few years as a statewide touring wrestling promotion.
I appreciate that, Status Tomb.
I reckon we will because we don't have that intergender wrestling that they do. I don't like that.
David Bullock says, poor Alex. I think that was when you told me to shut up. Mr. Hardy Production says, All Star is #1 in Australia.
I appreciate that, Mr. Hardy Production.
Jeremy Kopp, the Warden, says, what are your thoughts on show sponsorships? You know what? It's been an hour and 11 minutes and we've only plugged them once. Guys, make sure that for all your glass and property maintenance needs, you go to Bulldog Glass and Property Maintenance. And for any cleaning services you may need, go to Amy's Crystal Cleaning Services.
We need to add in a part where Bulldog, like right after that.
Yeah.
We'll do a commercial.
Look, I love...
Is he asking for show sponsorship for here or like in general?
Look, I think he meant...
Or is he just...
Look, he might mean...
for a sneaky plug.
Look, maybe he's looking for a sneaky plug, but let's talk about show sponsorships in general. What are your thoughts on show sponsorships?
Well, look, to be honest, they're very hard to get. You can approach a local business and say, "Hey, would you like to sponsor a local independent professional wrestling show?" And 30 years ago, it would have been relatively easy, but now it's like, oh, do we want to be involved in wrestling? Like Adam Graham talked about it on his podcast the other day, where some people see wrestlers where they're getting their white tube smashed over them or gouging someone's eye out. People see that and they're like, oh, do I really want to? I want to put money into this. Do I want to see this? Of course, we don't do that at All Star, but people don't know that. They see Aussie wrestling, they assume it's all the same. So you get sponsorships if you're going to, offer a clean product that is marketable, I guess. But you can have people gouging one another's eyes out in a pub function room.
Pizza cutters.
I reckon that we could maybe start to look into it a bit more.
I think some local Padstow.
Yeah, that's what
local Padstow
businesses would be.
We haven't actually looked, so let's maybe have a look at
There's
that.
a local Padstow business.
Look at that. Jeremy Kopp, the Warden, has sparked some sponsorship talk. What have we got? Next week, Jeremy Kopp has asked, next week, can you touch on the sacrifices the wrestlers make to give the fans a show? I think we can probably touch on that now if you wanted to.
Sacrifices?
The sacrifices the wrestlers
more
make.
Question.
Yeah, that's definitely...
Yeah, all right. Well, as I said earlier, I missed out on a birthday today. It was like a 1-year-old's birthday, I think, so I'm pretty good not being there. But, for example, I missed out on a birthday as well 2 weeks ago to be at training. And that's just training.
You missed a few birthdays.
Yeah, well, I'm a busy guy. I've got work, I've got a baby. I'm in the HQ right now filming a podcast. I got my son, 30 minutes down the road. I'd love to be with him right now. So I don't know, there's a lot of things over the years. I remember one of the first bookings I ever had to miss was, I think it was the only fucking one. Oh, no, there's two. It was Blue Mountains. They were having a show, and it was Jasmine's dad's 50th birthday. We just got them together, and she was begging me to go to the 50th birthday. Wasn't keen. I didn't really, know too much about her or him at the time. I was 6 months dating her, but obviously I made the right decision. I pulled out of the booking and I got married to her, and we're all happy. And that
is a good move.
It was a very good move in hindsight. But I've my great grandma has passed away now, but I've missed out on things to do with her, which I regret because some of this shit's so not talking about All-Star, but some of the things I've done over the years, not worth being there for. But I don't know. It depends on what you want to get out of it. Like, I used to drive 2.5 hours to get to training, like every single training session. I'd be there at 9 a.m. and I'd leave at, after everyone left. I'd get there and talk to people and then do the beginner's course even when I'd finished it, do the next course, and then spend my time rolling around the ring after. So, and that was a 2.5 hour trip away from home. So it depends on what people want to get out of it. What was the fucking question anyway? What are the sacrifices you have to make? Sacrifices, time, man, time. But to me, really, if you're in the right place, it's not even that bad of a time. Like, I've been here since 10:30 this morning. It's 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock now?
4 o'clock now, yeah, about that.
And I'm happy because I'm with good people. This guy's learning to wrestle. This podcast, 7 people fucking watching it.
Hey, we've had some good interaction. I think from your little tangent earlier, we'll get some views. So
that's not what I'm.
Has anyone got some questions, or we'll go to Alex Box's agenda list?
Do you have like a Furious 5 or something like that?
Well, Cameron Keep has asked, going to have some special guests on. We're going to have some special guests on. Look, I think
I reckon get Cameron Keep on here, bro.
Yeah, Cameron Keep, if you're interested, we'll get you on. Or we could get the man you're a huge fan of, Johnny Starr, on.
I can't wait till next week when the puppeteer's in the house.
The puppeteer may be in the house.
Is he the guest next week?
Well, that's if he's not still in Bateman's Bay.
He's not an official guest, but like if he wanted to pop on,
yeah,
I wouldn't say no.
Look, we almost had a pizza delivery driver on here today with Keegan asked for
pizza.
I
wanted to get a pizza.
Any special guests are welcome.
Unless we don't like you, in which case just don't ask, please.
Oh, we like everyone. The only person so far is Nicky Van Blair and his beer drinking friend.
Yeah.
That's me.
Here we go. This is something you may or may not, or both of you may or may not want to talk about. But Status 2 has asked, has the FWA All-Star combined show that was cancelled been covered?
Should we wrap it up on this?
Yeah, I mean, all right, we'll do a deep dive into it.
Okay.
So I guess, Keegs, you can start out because you're the one that...
So 5 Star has been running a show since 2017. It was actually my idea for him to run the show. Sorry about that, everyone. We were in my pool swimming with Kasai, and I said, maybe we should run another show. I shouldn't have done that because I was wrestling at like 17 other places at the time anyway. It was a very busy year for me. And he said, oh, yeah, okay, let's do it. And he just straight away from the moment we started, he's just making bad decisions from the get-go. But hey, it's his thing. And as Birdman says, it's his money, mate. So
sure.
Yeah, it's his money. He'd do whatever he wants. But anyway, I had a falling out with him after about maybe 6 or 7 months of him doing FWA and shows. And it's just because I didn't want to see him lose, he's my friend. You hate to see that. So he was losing a lot of money and putting on bad shows too. They weren't very good shows. So
were they bad from the start though?
No, they were bad from the start. Yeah. You might look at the talent and think they were good, but
because on paper some of them look good.
Yeah, but you got to think as well. That was 6 years ago. People were at different skill levels back then. Like you might see Keegan Brettle on a card 6 years ago, but he's not the same Keegan Brettle as now.
Yeah, they've been wrestling for 7 years. So.
Exactly. Well, how long ago was that? That was 2017.
Yeah, oh no, yeah, you would have been. You'd have
Anyway. So, dude, he does the thing. We have a falling out. It was over the gay thing I mentioned earlier, the homophobe thing, which I'm not. All right. And fucking, he's like, I'm getting rid of you because you're trying to tell me to do too many things. Okay, bro. Like, my point was not fucking valid. He gets rid of me. Then he comes up to me a year later because he's at Kingdom and he apologizes. He knew I love that. It was very nice of him. We shook hands. Very, very respectful of him. And then we had a bit of a good friendship going for like a year. But we didn't really talk, but on good terms. Then he comes to me and says, bro, I want some help with FWA. I want to get some more people in the crowd. I want to, and he wanted to learn a bit more of the business from Mitch. So I'm like, okay, I'll put you in contact with Mitch. So he jumps on board with Mitch, and you can take it from here because this is where you entered the chat.
Well, no, it's not really because you kind of orchestrated the whole thing at the start.
I just said, yeah. So Fivey said he wanted. Don't touch my raisin bread, bro.
I'm not touching your raisin bread.
Fivey said he wanted some help with running shows, how to get more people in the crowd, and he had an idea where he was going to bring out some international guys. I said, all right, how about we do that with Mitch and All Star and bring them out to Padstow and Five Dog. We'll do a joint show.
So my memory of it, I was on holiday, so it might not be perfect. But Alex,
You got to cook them first, bro.
bro, take that. I'm hungry.
he's young. Where was I? I was on holiday and I got this invite from Keegs to possibly do something with Fivey. Fivey wanted to run St. Mary's Leagues Club, which I was running at the time. I ran it like twice a year. And I think I only ran it twice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he wanted to run there and I said, yeah, I'd be cool with it, but it'd have to be a joint show. Because obviously I didn't want someone to move into my building without me being there, which is totally fine. So we orchestrated this deal and it was just going to be local All-Star versus local FWA, or maybe it was going to be just a joint show with everything. We didn't really specify that.
Internationals right off the bat.
See, that's what you say, but it changed pretty quickly.
Actually, I think you might actually. That was my idea. The internationals. No,
he brought it up. He said, I'd like to bring it international. And I'm like, well, okay, if you want to do that, that's fine.
I don't know how all that went. My bad.
But he goes, I want to bring it international. I'm like, that's fine, but I won't pay for it. He's like, that's fine. It doesn't matter. I'm like, okay. So eventually it got up to like, it ballooned out to 6 internationals. And like Keegan said in 2017, I said within my group, this doesn't feel right because he's going to lose a lot of money. Make sure he knows that.
Yeah.
So we told him, and I even did the numbers. And it was, I don't want to say how much
It was
exactly.
a lot. It was a lot of money.
It was 5 figures that he was going to lose if he ran this show, if we sold it out both nights. So we told him, and he's like, no, that's fine. I'll make the money on Fight TV. And it was like, he would have had to have done like 500 buys on Fight TV, and the most he'd done previously was like 60.
Wasn't?
Yeah, that's what he told me.
Okay.
Then what happened?
So things just started. So he booked the show. So when I hooked him up with Mitch, I said, if you're going to do this, you're putting my reputation on the line a little bit because you're my friend and I'm hooking you up with Mitch. And
because I didn't trust him.
Yeah, and because you're going to be entering. You're going to be entering this thing, and like, this is my thing here. I'm part of this. I don't want you to mess this up for me. You're going to be making me look bad. So he goes, all right, I won't change anything. Once I book everything, I'll book everything, right? Mm. So he books everything, puts out the poster, and then everything was good for like. He announced it like 6. He announced it like 6 months in advance, didn't he?
Well, he was teasing it for a while, from what I remember.
Yeah, he was teasing it, and then
we had like a Night to Remember and like 5 other.
He wanted to announce it in like December, and it was going to be like a July show.
July 1st and 2nd.
So I'm like, no, we shouldn't do that. We should wait because people are going to get more excited if it's closer to the date. And then we announced it at, which show was it, Alex? You were going.
It was
the anniversary show, wasn't it?
It was
December. It was like December or something.
No,
it was either December or January.
No, because you were at retirement.
Would have been January.
No, because you returned on
February.
Yeah, it would have been.
It was either February or April.
I think it was
April.
I think it was Survival of the Fittest.
It doesn't matter anyway.
Oh, David Bullock's his first one of the year, but I'm not sure because that was
first one of the year, January.
Maybe.
I swear
it doesn't matter.
Either way,
we're getting stuck on semantics.
So he announced it in January, and about 2 months.
I swear it was April.
No, we wanted to do the show in April, but he changed it.
Yeah, I remember that. But he announced that the show was going to happen in April, whenever it was. And then we announced a poster and everything, and we said we're going to do this joint show with FWA. And pretty much what happened was what we wrote in the statement, that he ran out of money. Now, I don't know his financial situation, but
he's asking me to take out a loan for him. He
asked me to do that too.
Jason to take out a loan. A whole bunch of people. Sorry, Jason. A whole bunch of people were asked to take out loans, and no wrestler, no businessman, no one's going to take out a loan for you because you shouldn't be in that position in the first place. And we warned him about that. So
yeah,
it's his own fault he got in that. We warned him, right? So I said, no, let's scrap everything. Let's just have a show with the locals, right? He goes, okay.
No, it was going to be with
Dorado, two of them,
Callisto,
yeah. So he, and after that, he went back on his word, right? Which I said, don't do.
Cancelled everything, yeah.
So I called him a shitty friend and a mark, and for that he blocked me and cancelled
the second
everything. And did he even like tell you that he was cancelling? Oh, he did
Yeah,
tell
he
you.
did, yeah.
He told Mitch he was cancelling it because of me. But the real reason he was cancelling it was because he was broke.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's not cancelled. He's doing it now by himself.
He couldn't afford the second show.
Yeah, but now he's doing a show in November with like 10.
That won't go ahead, 100%. If it goes ahead, Alex Box will take shots from everyone on the street.
Fivey, man, if you're watching this, Fivey, if you're watching this, or if you do, and you will, because I don't know, some flops will share this around. Not the lovely people, but some people with bad intentions. Fivey, man, I wish me and you could have always been friends, bro, because I love you, but yeah, you kind of messed me over in that deal again. I didn't want you to lose money. I also didn't want you to put my reputation on the line and do what you did by pulling out like that. But you did, and it kind of sucks, man. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to shit on Fivey for this one because.
Can I mention? I don't mind Fivey either.
I love you, Fivey. Whatever. Maybe it's because we trained together like back in the day.
He's a nice guy. He's just he gets in over his head,
and he badmouths me a lot too. Like he straight up badmouths me to everyone, and I know that because everyone tells me, Fivey, you flop.
But wait, let me get my comment in here.
Yeah.
I like Fivey.
I don't need to say too much else. I'm sorry.
I like Fivey. He's a nice guy. I have no beef with him still. Like the only beef I have is I had to refund everyone, and he refused to pay the refund fees for that.
It does be shit.
And it's like
it's only like a couple bucks, right? Like 60, 70.
Close to $100.
Yeah, but still, like that's.
But the principle is you take accountability for it, and you say, look, I'm the one cancelling the event. Allow me to, refund your customers for you because I had to take that because I'm not. What am I going to do? Not refund the customers?
Yeah, that's just annoying.
And. Like I asked in a nice way, and he threatened to sue me for slander and, block me.
Can Fivey sue me for whatever I've just said about him then? No. Well, can anyone sue me for anything I said about him? No. There you go. So what's all this suing shit that everyone's talking about?
Yeah, people talk about suing
lame, bro. If you're hardcore, you're not going to sue anyone. Not even if you're not hardcore. Just don't threaten to sue anyone. If you have a fucking problem, especially with anything I've said, because I don't want to be fucking sued.
You're not going to be sued.
Yeah, I know I'm not going to be fucking sued. Fucking either come to a show and just have a chat.
Yeah.
Everyone's welcome at any time. Or pick up your phone, message me, or message me, whatever. Like, Fivey, bro, I love you, man. I just want you to know that, man. I wish the best for you. And I hope you have a full house in July and November. And then you ride off into the sunset and go to America and get signed by NXT, bro. I really hope that's what happens.
I want to say July not looking too good, to be honest.
All the best to him, though. That's fine.
Yeah, look, if he fills it out, I'd be happy for him.
Hey, you know what? I'll even order it on flight, bro. I'll even.
Will you really?
No.
Wow.
I'll support you, Fivey, and I really hope you do well.
Do we have any final questions before we wrap it up?
All right. Don't waste time.
Yeah, hey, David just said, might be worth a disclaimer at the beginning to say Keegan's view is not all-star management. That's totally correct. I already said that earlier. I did say that halfway through. Everything I've said towards direct people, it's fucking from me, all right? So,
yeah,
not from Mitch.
We don't necessarily
and this guy too, he doesn't need any heat. He's just here putting his camera on.
That's right.
He's been training for 2 months and he's doing very well and he's a nice
guy. No heat for Alex.
And I don't want any heat for anyone. If anyone, it's from Nikki Van Blair and the beer drinking guy. Don't even know your fucking name, bro. I just saw your Instagram the other day. I called Mitch. I was pissed off. Guy drinking pale ales. If it's pale ales, bro, I don't really care because
like
that's lame as
a manly supporter thing,
bro. And mine's real. I don't know if you drink real alcohol, bro. The fans at our shows, they get covered in the piss.
I get covered in them.
So you go drink your lame, fake beers.
Any questions, boss?
Look, it
just
appears.
Put out a final call. Any last questions?
What's your favorite food? Where's your favorite holiday destination?
What color underwear are you wearing right now?
Black.
There we go. The ladies are gonna love that one.
Yeah.
My penis nearly came.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
I think that's it. Cameron Keefe said, "Don't waste time and negativity on that drop kicking machine."
Thanks, Cameron Keefe.
But,
Thank you, Cameron.
but apart from that, look, no more questions. We've been going for an hour and a half. It was a great first episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you to Bulldog Glass and Property Maintenance. And Amy's Crystal Cleaning Services for sponsoring. That's
my
the Mitch
cleaning
Alex Show.
That's my fucking.
Featuring Keegan Brettle.
Yeah, we'll be back next week.
We will be back next week. We'll be doing this weekly live on YouTube. Hopefully with a little bit of a better setup.
What do you mean? This is great stuff.
Yeah, no, look,
Maybe
this is
some
great
nicer
stuff.
chairs. Look kind of.
Yeah, look, I'm a little bit uncomfortable.
I'm very uncomfortable.
Mine's quite comfy.
Yeah, well, you've got the cushion. We'll be back next week. I think you said we'll be talking about a certain situation in depth.
Yeah, look, next week we'll talk about the Mikey Lord situation. Fuck it. Why not?
Mikey, if you're watching too, man, I love you, bro, and I do agree with everything Adam Graham said.
And yeah, I guess we'll end on that. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, all that sort of stuff.
There's one final comment. Are they saying goodbye?
Oh yeah, everyone's just saying goodbye.
See you guys. Thanks for
Hold
watching.
on, Mr. Hardy Productions wants to know if he's on next week. Look, probably not, mate. Maybe if you want. If you want, it's Dave.
Oh, Dave.
Just Dave, you can come on, mate. You gave us bread. You
No,
can
we
come
want
on.
the puppet next week.
We do. We want the puppet.
Next week, the puppet will be here and we'll talk about the Mikey Lord situation, so don't miss it.
Don't miss it.
Am I going to be on that one?
Yeah, you'll be on that.
It's featuring Keegan Brettle.
It's the Mitch and Alex Show featuring Keegan
Alright,
Brettle.
We'll be here every week.
You'll
Keegan will be here every week.
All right. See you guys next week.
Fucking